Hi there, I'm Jennifer Moury, and this is my fifth and final literature critique video. I had so many books that I wanted to include, but I've narrowed it down to these last 8, and they're some of the very best. So here we go. My featured text is La Princesa and the Pea, written by Susan Middleton Elia. In this multicultural twist on the classic story, La Reina only wants her son to be happy and to marry the very best princess in all the land. So she stacks up 20 mattresses and places a single pea underneath. If her son's chosen maiden notices the pea, she must be a real princess. When the girl wakes up, she complains of the horrible night she had. At this, the queen admits that she must be a princess. The prince happily marries her and never reveals to his mother the secret of how the princess actually passed the test. La Princesa and the Pea is a multicultural poetry modern fantasy picture book. It won the 2018 Pure Belpré Award. So, my first lesson corresponds to Common Core English Language Arts standards for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and or 12th grades. The first part of this lesson is to introduce elementary school students to different types of poetry. The teacher will model reading aloud La Princesa and the Pea, and then the students are given the task of reading a poem or poetry book while recording themselves with iPads. The teacher will then upload the videos to YouTube, and a high school class will then be assigned to watch the videos and comment with encouragement and other book suggestions. I chose this lesson because it's a good way to have younger students practice their oral reading while being inspired and just excited by the attention from teenagers. And it's also beneficial for the older students because they're able to practice their writing while feeling some responsibility for the younger students. And I also really like this lesson because it allows for diversity of learners, because students who struggle with reading are able to read a shorter or more simple poem. And my next lesson corresponds to a 5th grade Ohio Learning Standard for Social Studies. The teacher will read La Princesa and the Pea to her students and then lead them in a discussion of the different animals in the book. Next, students will choose a South American animal to do research on. Students will create presentation videos on their animals, and they will include at least one example of the animal's relationship with the culture or how it is used in the culture. They will then share their videos with each other to help build on their understanding of difference in cultures in South America. And here I have an example of the video that I created on guinea pigs, and you can find it on my YouTube channel or by typing in the link that I have there. So You Want to Be President by Judith St. George is an informational book that shares the ins and outs of presidency. From stories of named statistics to ages of presidents, this book is sure to entertain and to educate. It won the 2001 Caldecott Medal. My next book is The Bad Seed by Jory John. This seed is bad, very bad. He doesn't clean up after himself, he lies, he never listens, and everyone knows it. Worst of all, he's so bad that he doesn't even care. That is, until one day when he's decided that he's had enough. It was time to be a good seed. Sure, it isn't easy, but he's taking it one day at a time to reclaim his identity as a good seed. The Bad Seed is a modern fantasy picture book. It was a New York Times bestseller and was named in the Amazon's Best Children's Book of the Year selection. The Little House, written by Virginia Lee Burton, tells the story of a beautiful little pink house. She sits way out in the country on a hill with flowers. At nighttime, she watches the moon and the stars, and far off in the distance she can see lights from the city. Slowly, the lights start to creep closer until the little house finds herself right in the middle of tall buildings and busy roads with loud cars. The Little House is a modern fantasy picture book that won the 1943 Caldecott Medal. Next, I read the book Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs by Judy Barrett. In the little island town of Chew and Swallow, something very mysterious is happening. Various foods are falling from the sky. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a modern fantasy picture book. It won the 1980 Colorado Children's Book Award, the 1984 Georgia Children's Book Award, the 1990 Delaware Diamonds Award, and was named a New York Times Best Illustrated Children's Book of the Year. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus is Mo Willems' most iconic book. It's a comical story of a pigeon who really wants to drive the bus, but the bus driver had left with the specific instructions not to let him drive. Will the pigeon get his way, or will he have to find something else to do? This book is a modern fantasy picture book. It received the 2004 Caldecott Honor Award. Charlotte's Web by E.B. White tells the classic story of Fern Arable, who saved a rump piglet from being killed. She then took the pig into her home, named him Wilbur, and raised him as her baby until he got too big and must be brought out to a farm. The book tells the story of the strong friendship that forms between Fern, Wilbur, and all the other barn animals, especially a spider named Charlotte. In the end, there's no doubt that Wilbur really is some pig. Charlotte's Web won the 1953 Newbery Honor Award. My final book is Fire Boat: The Heroic Adventures of the John J. Harvey. It is an informational picture book that tells young readers the true story of a fireboat that was once retired but didn't fail to step in and help when it was needed. It won the 2003 Boston Globe Horn Book Nonfiction Award. This was my 5th and final literature critique video. I really enjoy making these for you, so hopefully they were helpful and you enjoyed them too. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Bye.